Hey my loves, welcome to my channel at Jay's Life Coaching. I'm your accountability life coach, and I just wanted to stop in and say hello. Y'all come on in, y'all sit down, get comfortable, go get what you need to get, because you might be here for a little bit. I don't like to talk too much, but hey, people that know me might not say, they might say different. Well, anyway, today I wanted to come on here and talk about growth and change. As I was doing some of my errands, I was just thinking about, I took a second to stop and think like, wow, look how far I've come. And I know a lot of you think about that. I know a lot of you sit there sometimes and you're like, wow, this is surreal. And in that change, we don't talk about the feelings we get. We don't talk about the people that we lose. We don't talk about how a circle gets smaller. We don't talk about how our friends change, how our environments change, how the people that we're used to are no longer there, how the people that used to support us no longer do. And there are new people coming in, and we're not sure whether they're good or somebody that we need to trust or not. So navigating growth and change sometimes could be hard. And sometimes, for some of us, it's easy. So, in order to grow, you have to change, and you have to find a way to accept the shifts that comes with that in order for you to elevate, because your destiny is your destiny and your path is your path. Now, whether that's a gravel road, whether that's a valley, whether that's a stream or a concrete brick road or whatever, you have to figure out your path, and you have to stick with it because it's yours. And even if you don't come from the best circumstances, you have to have that drive within. You have to envision what you want for yourself. In order to get there, you have to see it. So even those times where you sit and you cry and you get frustrated, you have to go within and come up with a plan. I've always been one of those people who had to navigate. So when I get a hardship, it was like, I don't know, almost like I was robotic, right? I had to figure out what I had to do. I had to think about the next steps. I had to configure a plan to continue to get to where I wanted to be. Now, I know we're not the same person. I know we think differently, but I want you to find a little bit of that within yourself, because sometimes that's a little bit of motivation that you need to get you going and get you started, especially when things get lonely, especially when things get complicated and when they get hard. Because sometimes change comes when we know that it's coming, but a lot of times it shows up when we least expect it and we're not ready for it. And you don't have time in some instances to sit and to soak in it. And if you do get to that point to where you're sitting and soaking in it, then do it, but don't stay there. In the midst of doing it, you have to be thinking, right? You have to put the puzzle and the pieces together. Now, they may not come all the way back together at once, but you have to have the mindset that it will, and in the end, everything is going to work out. And then you can look back at it and say, yeah, I did that. I overcome that. But the problem is, a lot of times we want to crawl before we walk. But see, we're looking at crawling at the wrong way, because when you crawl, you get to see life from a low level. And in that level, you get to see your foundation. You get to see where you started. You get to see how you built it. So that way, when you stand up, you're at eye level and you're able to see it from the top. But some of us want to be at the top, and it's built on a shaky or a non-sturdy foundation. So take your time with it, right? Write it down. Figure out the process that you want to take, because there's not always going to be somebody there that's walking you through it. Now, some of us have support, and that's awesome and great if you do. But when you don't have support, You have to find it within yourself, right? You got to motivate yourself. You got to see it in you. And I know sometimes that's hard, especially if everything around you seems like it's turmoil, right? But the small things that you do can amount to the big things that you accomplish in the end. And also, even if you come from a good place, right? Let's say you come from a place where you have all the advantages. There's still room to grow. There's still room to teach people how to get to the level that you've gotten to. There's still rooms that you still want to get to and be in. So it's all a learning experience for all of us. And we always have those people in life that try to tell us the way to go or what to do. They give us advice, and sometimes we don't listen. And sometimes we need to listen, right? We need not be so stubborn. We need to listen. But other times, you're going to just have to find your own way. And within change, you can't always look at the hardships, because if change doesn't look like you want it to look like, then you have to take time out and you have to look at it from a different lens. You have to stand on the outside and you have to look within in order for you to really see it. Because sometimes when you're inside, you don't see where you're going. And it's important for you to take a step outside and look within so that you can see the picture as a whole, because you want to see where you're going. You don't want to waste time looking at and dwelling on where you started from, because the outcome goal is where you're going to. So in order for change and in order for growth, you have to get uncomfortable. And sitting in discomfort for a lot of us is one of the hardest things that we have to do. Having patience in discomfort is one of the hardest things we have to do. And I'm here to tell you, if you want to get to where you want to go, then you have to be and get uncomfortable. And a lot of times you have to get out of your own way. I had to get out of my own way a few times. So I know. And I know it's easy for somebody to come on the internet and tell you what you should do and what you shouldn't do and how to and how that. But let me tell you something. I've been to some of these places. So that's how I know. That's how I can speak on it. So I know what's possible. And whether you see it or not, you have it in you. And that's not going to be always somebody that is walking your path with you. That's not going to be always somebody guiding you and showing you the way. So if you reach a roadblock, then you got to get the tools you need to knock it down. If it's a brick wall, then you need to get that bulldozer and you need to knock it down. If it's a mountain in your way, then it's time to get some hiking boots and some string and rope and climb up that mountain and that wall. Unless you're strong enough just to go through it, and I doubt it. Because you still want to reach the other side, right? So, find a way. Motivate yourself. And even in those moments where they're dark and you want to cry and you don't feel like you're getting somewhere, do it. But don't stay there. After you shed those tears, then guess what? You go back to the drawing board. You start writing it down. You start crossing it out as you go. And before you know it, you're going to be at the end of the road and you're going to be at the top of the mountain. You're going to be able to look up and down because you've seen both. And the best person to be at the top is a person who's seen both, no matter where you started from. Because you're able to look at things from a different lens. And that's what you want. So, get uncomfortable. And even if you comfortable, get uncomfortable. Because there's always room to grow. There's always things we can learn. There's always new heights that we can reach. But we have to find it within. And we can't get in our own way. And you can't give up on yourself. Like, especially when you get right there, you cannot give up on yourself. You got to keep going. And let's say you're one of those people who had everything and you lost it. Guess what? You built it the first time in the first place. Now, when you rebuild it, yeah, it's going to be frustrating. And you're going to be upset. But guess what? If you built it the first time, then you can rebuild it the second time. It may not look the same. But you see, that foundation probably was shaky. That foundation wasn't sturdy at all. But you learned the lessons from that last build, so when you build it this time, your foundation is solid. And then when you build this foundation, there will most likely be people waiting for you to help you build this foundation. Because those people that was in the other foundation wasn't meant to be where you are today. Because this is your destiny. This is your dream. This is your light at the end of the tunnel. So don't look at it as a bad thing all the time. Just look at it as a shift. You were made for this, right? We're made to be resilient. We're made to bend and, we're made to find our way out of whatever we desire to find our way out of as much as we can. But the will starts within you. And you have to see it. You need to create the vision that you can see. Because when you see it, you'll know how to go. And even if there's not much to go off on, start. Do something. Do one thing. Do one thing at a time. And if you have to tweak something or change something, then do that. But you keep the same plan. You keep the same momentum. And keep yourself going. Keep your light. Because I know it's going to get hard. But I believe that you have it in you. And don't make those excuses. Because in the end, them excuses, they're not going to help you. They're not going to help you do nothing. They're just going to get in your way. And sometimes when you're growing, you have to take a break. But you don't want to sit too long. Because you don't want to get stuck. You don't want to be stagnant. So you take the break that you need. You get your rest. So your mind can focus. Right? So you can get your thoughts together. So that you can revamp. So that you can have the energy. So you can rejuvenate. To continue your path. So that's what I wanted to come here and discuss to y'all today. I just wanted to, kind of give a message and get to know you all and introduce myself. Now, let me tell you one thing about this channel. I know when to be warm. But sometimes I'm going to be hard on you and you're not going to like it. But that's okay. Because it's out of love. And in order to truly coach somebody, you got to push them forward sometime, right? So you can't always coast. So I hope you're prepared. Now, I'm glad y'all stopped by. I hope some of this message, made sense to someone. And If this message, did something for you, or if you connected with it, then follow me. There will be more to come. Share. Because over here, we're going to have some real conversations, and we're going to cover a lot of things. And some of those things may be uncomfortable. But you know what? You're going to get through it. We're going to get through it together, because we're learning at the same time. We're growing at the same time. And as I said before, I want to see you as your best. I need you to be at your best. Now, you don't have to be perfect every day. I get that. Nothing and no one is perfect every day. But when it's time to show up, I need you to be ready to show up. Because I'm going to show up for you. Okay? So, keep shining your light. Keep pushing. And keep doing all you can to create the circumstances that you feel like you desire, and that you feel like you are meant to have and be in. But you have to get uncomfortable for true change, for true growth. And remember, do not feel guilty for the growth that you're getting and putting in. Do not feel guilty for the things that you've earned. Because those people who are supposed to be on your path, they're going to be there the whole way through. And if not, everything is going to fall in place. But wherever you are, you're going to reach people who are more aligned with what you're trying to do in life. And there are some things that you're going to have to let go. Some places you are going to have to let go. Some people that you are going to have to let go. You're going to be in the better neighborhood. But that's the safety you pay for. The crowd that you're around now may not be as funny as the people that you once knew. Right? But you have to find the best in it. We have a phone. You can call them sometimes and check on them and see how they're doing, but you can't go back. Especially if it's not good for you. Right? So, I hope this message touched you. I hope you got what you needed. And this is new for me. And I don't even like talking this much. I ain't want to talk to y'all this much. I don't talk this much. Nah. Anyway, you here now. Okay? But y'all enjoy your day. And I know I'm doing like people do. They tell you bye 67,000 times and they don't go nowhere. But this time, I'm going. Okay? So, y'all make sure y'all come back for more. Follow me. I got you. And I'm going to hold you accountable. That's it. And that's all, my love.